When a bonsai falls on my counter and no one's around, does anybody hear it? This is a terrible question. And I can't believe I went this to go so corny as to say it. Welcome to Taco Bonsai. Welcome back if you're a repeat subscriber or even just a repeat visitor. And welcome for the first time. I'm Taco if this is your first time. Today I'm doing what I do all the time is I'm reaping the benefits of my lack of impulse control. I have collected this. Get this without grabbing any buds. This is another red maple. I've been kind of prepping this one for about a year. You can see that it's not recently cut off. I didn't know how its root base looked, but I'm really happy with what I found. So I'm going to pop this up into a pond basket. It's a colander, and I put some mesh in here in order to get it ready for this next growing season. I'm going to need a lot of bonsai soil. Where I got my mesh in there, I'm not going to tie it in because the weight of the bonsai soil is going to keep it in. I need my concave pruners. So I'm going to grab those real quick. Oh, good boy, Uzi. My dog's over here. He just grabbed one of his toys. The absolute worst moment, right? All right, concave cutters to trim off those roots. And I'm going to reuse bonsai soil because I don't need to be using new stuff. Bonsai soil. The trash can from IKEA. It works fine. Hi, bud. All right, so first things first, I already looked at this and said, hey, you know what? I see where my lowest buds are. I know where my widest part of the trunk is. It's either right here, which is a pretty thick part of the trunk, I think you can see, or it's just above that. Now, I think it is just above that. It's really tough to tell. And I'm aware I've got all kinds of stuff on here. I think it might be wider just above that. I think it might be more swollen there. But I don't see a problem with potting this up as is and deciding that next season. So I really don't think it's something I need to decide right this minute. I've got some other plants' roots kind of tangled in here, which is ideal. It could be worse. This thing has fantastic roots. I am not at all nervous or anxious about cutting off any length of these roots because they are so nice, especially the ones down lower. Because of course I expect to have to either cut those or manipulate those in the future anyways. So I may have held it too far up there, but yeah, these are really nice. Most of this is just weeds and dirt. I can't tell. This was in an area to be developed, so I didn't want to see it die. I wanted to make sure that someone got to it. This one root up here may be a little too high. In fact, it is, so it's going to come off because I don't need it. The sooner it can start healing, the better. So I've got two root planes here. I've got this one here, which has a opposing branch, and I've got this one down here that, although it doesn't have a whole lot on that level, that might be the widest part of my trunk. The reason why I'm keeping this is because if I can get roots down here, it'll continue to feed this the same way a taproot will, and it'll still be easy to remove because there's not a whole lot down there. There's also some good fine roots there that are close to the trunk. So my widest point may change, and my decision to cut up higher may change as well. Because this is such a big root though, I'm going to cut it off. And much in the same way that we try to get finer roots for surface roots, I'm hoping finer roots grow around that, because if that's the case, I'll prune off these larger ones and just have it like that. So we're most of the way there. This is a pretty easy one. Fits nicely, of course. I probably could put it into an even smaller container. Put it down there. But you know, whatever they say, hindsight 2020, blah blah blah. I didn't have a container I really wanted to use this one for either. So at this current time, I think this is wise and developing really good roots on a red maple or whatever this is. This is you know, a seedling that grew from probably a bird's droppings. It's not a cultivated It's a cultivated species, but it's not a cultivated specimen. This didn't come from someone's yard. This didn't come from a curb. It came from basically wilderness that's being developed. So yeah, again, real nice and easy. Just drop this in here. Virtually all I had to do was that. And I will do a little bit of you know, chopsticking to the roots to make sure that they're all covered. But honestly, these ones are real nice because they're easy. And I don't have my chopstick right here. I do have some of my needles, so I'll just use one of these just to make sure. But I'm not expecting to have any issues. This is, you can tell, super easy. Much like other red maples that grew in such an environment, there's a rock directly below this, so the taproot was as long as you saw, and then it branched off to the side. It came right out. I did also, what do you call it? I think it's called ditching, or I dug a moat around it last year. So anything really big was already cut. Some of these bigger ones were just so small at that point that they grew real nice. And that's what the biggest ones I have here. Sorry, those are the ones you see here. They grew nice, but the big ones were cut farther out early on in the year. So that is it. That is my red maple Yamadori all ready to go. Because I've got a little bit of, moss and stuff already in here, I should get some nice mossing up on there. There's some on the bark that I'm not going to remove. But yeah, we're in a good spot. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching me pot up a red maple. This is all there is to it. Not a whole lot. I think it's got some cool movement, and I think with the scale, it's just a little bit smaller than my index finger, which isn't a very large index finger. When this gets some really nice roots in it, it'll be a real joy to look at. I shouldn't admit this, but I got on Etsy and ordered some pots. I had to. I couldn't resist. I almost went on to Blue Nose Trading. Thank you, Matt from Bobcat Bonsai, for that recommendation. Blue Nose Trading, and got some of hers, but I held back. So I got some pots off of Etsy. But I really like this. May be a good match for one of those pots, but we'll see. I need more pots. I don't have enough pots. I'll probably stop by Meehan's and grab some more soon. But there'll be an episode of me unboxing. I got 4 pots, 2 are more generic, but I like them, and I've got trees that'll fit them, so I got them. This one, I think the one I picked out for this will be really, really cool, unless it goes to a different tree. But yeah, this I'm excited about. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.